Today we're gonna learn tara and ba. Tara, ba, they both mean if or when, but there's a slight difference. There are sometimes you can use tara, there are sometimes you can only use ba. Let's look at tara first. Tara has three different types of nuances. One, you use it for hypothetical situation, meaning you're not sure if something happens or not. Let's give you an example. 晴れたらビーチに行きます。晴れたらビーチに行きます。Let's quickly locate たら。晴れたらビーチに行きます。晴れる is to be sunny. So if it's sunny, 行きます。Go, I'll go to the beach. Now this 晴れる be sunny, it's unclear if it's going to be sunny. We are not sure about the weather. That is why you're using hypothetical situation. If it's sunny, I'll go to the beach. Now pay attention. This is past tense of 晴れる which is to be sunny. So for using たら, not just for this one, not just for hypothetical situation, you want to use past tense. Let's do another example. 金持ちだったら家を買います。金持ちだったら家を買います。金持ち rich たらだっただ past tense of だ which is a casual form of this. So past tense here also だった家を買います。If I were rich, I would buy a house. If I were rich, I would buy a house. That's number one, hypothetical situation. Number two, you can use it for uncontrollable situation as well, meaning something is inevitable. Give you an example. 法を犯したら捕まります。法 law 犯した is a past tense of 犯す which is specifically breaking the law. 犯す we don't say break a jaw, break a computer, but we use this for breaking the law specifically. Okay? Again, past tense here. らたら捕まります you be captured. Basically, if you break the law, you be captured, you be arrested. Uncontrollable situation. There's no escaping. You are going to jail if you break the law. Another one. 酒を飲んだら酔っ払います。酒 alcohol 飲んだ since it's a past tense of 飲む which is to drink. In this case, it is not たら it is だら Depending on the verb, this た can change to だ 酔っ払います is to get drunk. So if you drink alcohol, you get drunk. Again, uncontrollable situation. It's a fact. You can use this たら uncontrollable situation when you're making a request as well. 駅に着いたら電話してください。駅 station に particle 着いたらたら着いた means arrive. It's a past tense of 着く okay? 着く is to arrive 着いたら if you arrive at the station 電話してください。Please call me. 電話する電話して makes it telephone, makes it a request. That is number two. Uncontrollable situation. Now the last one is going to be discovery or coincidence. What does that mean? You did something and you discovered something. Or you did something, you did something and coincidentally. Give you an example. 街に行ったら混んでいる。街 the city 行ったら again たら locate here 行った is a past tense of 行く which is to go 混んでいた was crowded. Okay, so when I went to the city, it was crowded. 学校に行ったら友達に会った。学校に行ったら友達に会った。行った again go went. When I went to school, I met friends. When I went to school, I met friends. Now たら just like I explained, you can use it for requesting, also commanding, making a wish, and invitation. So I'll make similar sentences here with different verbs. Okay? 春になったら桜を見ましょう。When it なる become. When it becomes spring, let's see cherry blossoms. 見ましょう being used as volitional. Now, since the sentence is going to be same up to this point, I will just change the verb here, okay? 桜を見てください. Please see the cherry blossoms when it becomes spring. Now, request. Now, that is たら. Remember, たら, you can use it for volitional, invitation, and request, and so on. Now, we're gonna look at but. I highly recommend you pause multiple times in this lesson because it's really important to understand the difference between たら and but. Because there are some situations you can only use ba and you can only use tara and so on. Let's look at ba, but can be used for different things. First of all, you can either use hypothetical situation or uncontrollable situation. But since uncontrollable situation is more commonly used, I'll keep it uncontrollable situations. Although I said tara and ba is used differently, there are some times that you can use these ba and tara the same way. If you were to use tara or ba the same way, the difference will be ba is more like a written form and tara is more like a spoken form, the verbal form. So if you're speaking, you can use tara But if you're writing, you can use ba. That's how we distinguish. If ba and tara can be used the same way. So from the last example, 法を犯したら捕まります. See, this one, tara, this can be replaced to 犯せば, and it sounds uncontrollable. And conjugation here, I'll leave a link in the description on how to conjugate ba. But if I were to briefly explain, you want to take out the dictionary form, which is to 犯す. And we'll change this part to E vowel, so it makes it se, right? And ba. 犯す, so su. Change the vowel to E, se, ba. That's how you get the ba form for verbs. It's the same. If you break the law, you be captured. Now this ba, although it says ba, it can only be ba only when it's i-Adjective or verb. 寒ければ凍ります。凍ります。凍ります is to be frozen. 寒ければ is derived from 寒い, and 寒い is an i-Adjective. Now, if it's cold, it gets frozen. So for getting ba form of the i-Adjective, you want to take out e, right? E, bye bye, 寒ければ kereba. Now the ba is only for i-Adjective or verb. So how about nouns? Na-Adjectives. You want to use nara. 彼ならわかる. If it's him, he'll get it. Okay, he will understand. Nara, since 彼 is a he and a noun. Something nara, something nara. What about na-Adjectives? 綺麗なら光る. 綺麗, clean, beautiful. Nara, let's look at nara. 綺麗 is a na-Adjective. Nara, 光る is to shine. If it's clean, it will shine. So for nara, you use this for na-Adjectives and nouns. Ba, used for i-Adjectives and verbs. But we call it ba. Now, number 2, you can use ba form with request, command, invitation, volition, only when the verb you use it with or the form you use it with will, it's like request, command, wish, etc. Only with potential form, stative verbs, or adjective. Stative verbs means the verb is continuous. 質問があれば聞いてください. ある is to have, exist, so that's a verb. Do you remember the rule? Ru, ru, changes to re, which is le plus ba, right? So あれば, right? So if you have questions, please ask me. If you have question, please ask me. Now, it's a stative verb because you're in a condition of having a question. So the contrary to stative verbs is going to be dynamic verbs. This is something that you would do once. Physical activity, I would say. So like go. So like drink, eat, speak, say something. These are dynamic verbs. Whereas stative verbs, 質問がある is kind of a condition, right? Having a question. You don't just have a question out of nowhere. You don't just, oh, I'll have a question, you know? You would say, I have a question, and it's continuous unless someone solves it for you. That's what I mean by stative verbs. Let's look at potential form. できれば行きたくない. できれば if possible. So できる isn't here, right? できる. Now let's RU again. You want to change the RE, right? E, that's why it's できれば. 行きたくない. I don't want to go. So potential form. Can do. できる. 行きたくない. I don't want to go if I can. I don't want to go if it's possible. That is potential form. What about adjectives? 寒ければ服を着てください. 寒ければ if you're cold, clothes, wear, please. Please wear your clothes if it's cold. Again, i-Adjective, 寒い, take out e and add ければ, right? So 寒ければ, you get 寒ければ. Will, request, command, wish, etc. You can use dynamic verbs if the subject between two verbs are different. What I mean by that? 田中さんが来れば行こう. 来れば行こう. 来れば来る. re, but if Mr. Tanaka comes, let's go. If Mr. Tanaka comes, let's go. As soon as Tanaka-san arrives, let's go. This part, you're describing Tanaka's action, right? This is the subject here. But this part, subject is not Tanaka-san. I'm not saying let Tanaka go, but I'm saying let us go. So subject is we. Let us go. If Tanaka-san comes, we'll go. I am saying this part, Tanaka-san ga kuru, coming, Tanaka is coming. That's a separate verb, right? Subject here, 行こう, let's go. Subject is we are going. Although we are not using 私たち, which is we here, but it's implied. That's what I mean by subject is different. You can use it too. 街が曇れば外に出ないでください. 街が曇れば外に出ないでください. If the town gets foggy, please don't go outside. If the town gets foggy, please don't go outside. 曇る is to be cloudy or foggy, like blurry. 街 town is the one who gets cloudy or foggy, right? 外に出ないでください means please don't go outside. So maybe this is an announcement from the city. So for the first part of the sentence is describing the action of the city or condition of the city. Second part is telling the citizens not to go outside. That is number 2. Number 3 is recognition or old habits. Let's look at recognition. よく見れば美人だった。よく見れば美人だった。If you look closely, well, she was pretty. 美人 is pretty woman. Let's look at 見れば here. 見る. By looking at her, the person, closely, you recognize that she was pretty. From a distance, you can't really tell. But if you look closely, oh, she's actually pretty. Maybe something you don't want to use because that's kind of rude. Let's look at old habits. 夏になれば海に行っていた. If it becomes summer, I would go to the ocean. なれば, なる is to become. So when it becomes summer, I would go to the ocean. Now, 行っていた is a form of 行く. You want to use te form plus いた to say I would do something long time ago in the past. Now, this is an old habit, right? Every summer, I would go to the ocean. That is number 3. Recognition. Old habits. Last one is suggestion, but you only use it for verbs. This one, just because you can't suggest adjective. Hot. You can suggest like why don't you do? Why don't you read? Why don't you go? But you can say why don't you cold? Why don't you hot? Why don't you beautiful? That is why suggestion verbs. 見れば見る. Why don't you see? Why don't you look? 聞けば Why don't you ask? 聞く To ask. 聞けば Why don't you ask? That is how you say use ば and たら. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was not confusing for you. If you need help with some clarification on what I did, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll try my best to answer as much as I can. If you want to see more of this content, if you want to learn Japanese, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss anything. And if you share this video with your fellow Japanese learners, that would help them and that would help me with my algorithm also. So I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Until next time.